this is Taz and Casper. How you guys doing again today? We are going to be doing episode 2 of our tutorial series with no mods. We are going to go over all the equipment that comes in new farmer mode. So make sure you guys, if you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And here we go. Alright guys, welcome back. Here we are on the farm today. And like I said in our intro, we are going to be working with all the equipment that comes in new farmer mode. So we have that tractor and trailer that transports. We have our harvester. We're going to go through all of these different things and explain what they do, explain how to use them, and just go over the essentials to get these fields done. As we are going through this video, as I start showing you, I may speed up on each field just so that we don't make the video super long. But let's dive into it. Let's start with this harvester here. So you're gonna have the harvester. This is the New Holland harvester, and this is the header right here. If you look inside here on the store where you purchase these, this is going to be this harvester right here. Cost $100,000, but it's something that they're giving you at the very beginning and saving you some money with that. And then if you look for headers, you would go under the trailer icon. You go to headers, and it would be this second header right here. This header is specific for doing these types, so wheat, oats, barley, soybean, and what is the other one? There's one more. Soybean, wheat, barley, and oats, I believe, are the ones that it can do. So let's hop in this machine. Let's show how to get connected. So right now we are not connected, as you guys can see. And what the menu is here, we have our help menu up. It shows Q. We hit a Q, and then it's going to attach to our header, right? So now the next thing that we have to do before we can turn this on, so if I try to turn this on, it's going to say first you need to unfold the harvester tool. So if you look here at the help menu right here, it says unfold harvester is X. So let's hit X. You see the little movement that the harvester did? It opened that, put the stairs down, and opened up a couple other things. Now if this header was bigger, some headers would require that you open the header too, and the way you would do that is you would need to hit G, which changes the tool. The tool can be the harvester or the header, whatever other things you may have attached. That's what those tools can be, and I will show that on the next piece of equipment as we do that next piece of equipment. So now that we got it open, what we need to do is we need to start it. So we need to turn on the harvester. As you can see in the help menu, it's B. And that automatically lowers it, but if for some reason you need to raise it or anything like that, you hit V, and that raises that header. It will not cut during this, but it will, it'll raise it up, say you had to get over a rock or something like that. So I will restart this, and then we will drive through, and I will just do a couple passes here. We'll go ahead and do this whole field, but like I said, I may speed up the video, so I got to learn how to do it. I'm still learning to edit. So what you see coming out the back is straw. This can be disabled. Certain crop types like wheat, barley, oat, different depending on the crop type you have, will spit out straw. As you progress into the game later on, the straw will be really important for the purpose for animals, right? So I don't know if you guys saw what I did there as I got to the end of the run. When I ran out of stuff to cut, I backed up so that all my straw would stay on the field and would not go outside my field. So when the time comes and we start getting the equipment to bale those and turn those into bale, then we have it in a nice neat line and nice and straight to be able to do that. This field doesn't require it, but normally what we would do is on each end of the field, we would do what's called a headland, and I would turn the straw off and do that. But because this field has enough space on each end of the field, and I'm not going to run into another field, I don't need to do what's called a headland. And I will feature that in future videos when we get to fields that need that. So whenever I'm turning around, I turn the header off because it's faster to move. So we just need to turn that back on, line that bad boy up, and we're going to do another row. So here we go. I'm just going to go through and harvest this real quick. It will not take us too long. But the goal here is to try to keep nice and straight lines. You back up, or whenever you're done there at the end, see it's just still spitting out. I'm trying to get you the right angles, guys, so you can see all that. So I turn off the header. It'll speed up. I can turn around. I did a horrible job turning around there, so we'll turn her back on, and then we'll just make another run going back the other way. And you just do this until your field's complete. Something I will show you after this row is done, because this is not the exact way I would normally do it. Normally what I like to do is, as you see when I put the pipe out, and I'll explain how to do that here in a minute, but when I put the pipe out right now, if I was to come empty this harvester, I'd have to drive on the crops. And so if you have crop destruction turned on, which is again brings realism to the game, you're going to destroy your crops. So what you want to do is you want to plan out so that you're facing a direction that you can unload your crops without destroying the crops. So what we want to do is make sure that on harvesters where the pipe goes to the left, which is almost all of them, we want to make sure that we have that facing out so that we can empty that out. So what I'll do here is I'll take this path. The pipe is facing out right now. And then when I get to the end, I will go to the end of the field and come back down the end of the field that way. Let's just get to the end here. Alright, bam, bam. Alright, so we'll turn off the header. We'll flip around, we'll go down here to the other end, and what this will do is it'll allow us to keep the pipe out so that when this harvester gets full, that we can empty it. So how I keep mentioning when the harvester gets full. So how do you know when the harvester is full? If you look down at the bottom right hand corner where the speedometer and stuff that is, that's a gauge telling you how full a piece of equipment is. So there'll be a gauge down there anytime the equipment can hold anything. And for this piece of equipment, I don't know the total. Let's see what the total it can hold. Before I spit out a weird number. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So this piece of equipment can hold 5,600 liters. Is what this piece of equipment can do. And the way to find that out is go to the storm icon, and this right here will tell you what it can hold. Right? So we'll finish this row. Like I said, we'll back up, let the straw spit out. We'll turn our harvester off, and then what we're going to do is just we're going to go back to the other end, and just do it this way. If you have a bigger field, what I suggest instead of going like end to end is going down like the middle to start, and then starting like in the middle, create a row up the middle, and then flip-flop where you're making sure you're keeping it out, and that way you're not driving as far by going end to end. And section it out, section the field out. So it looks like we're gonna have like four more passes I think. We'll knock this out real quick, and then we'll go over the next piece of equipment. Alright. And since I do not have any baling equipment yet, we really do not need to be putting the straw down. But for the purposes of the video, I wanted to go ahead and put it down, and then maybe in the next video it'll be a piece of equipment that we can buy as a baler and I can show you guys how that works for the next video. So, because I will leave the field like it is, and we will continue to work on it through these videos. Teach you guys how to do all the little different things and go from there. Alright. I think we got, if I do it right, we got 3 more rows. If not, it's 4 more rows. That's going to be probably 3. I think if I did it right, well, 2.5 now. We'll finish this row and then 2 more rows. 1 down and 1 back. Well, it should finish this off. Alright. Turn the header off. Back up, get rid of that straw. And then we're going to flip this bad boy around. So we should be able to complete this entire field because it's small enough without filling up the harvester. So then I can show you a couple options of what to do. Now if this was a bigger field, and I'll go over that once we finish this here in a minute, on how I would do that depending on the size of the field. On how to empty out the harvester, what I would do. So let's just knock out this last row and a half here. Alright, and then we'll back up like I said, drop that straw, turn off our header, and then flip around. And for the most part on almost all equipment, I know like to turn it on, turn it off, you know, stuff like that. I know the buttons and I don't need that help menu up. I just like having it up so you guys can see what the different buttons are and what the different options are. And I would also recommend your early stages of trying to play to make sure you have that up. It's very helpful. It's also very helpful like if you're playing on console too, because the console, the buttons are different versus PC, things like that. So we'll knock out this last little strip. There's not as much wheat in this one, so you see it's a little spottier when it comes to dropping the straw. So that is done. We are only at 84%, right? So we got a couple options. You guys see that tractor with the trailer over there? If we had a bigger field and you don't want to take your harvester off the field, say you get full, you would bring that tractor and the trailer over, empty it out, and then you would take the tractor and trailer and you would either, if you were selling the product, you would take it to the store, or you would take it to the silo, which is over there by the silo, or you may do, like for that example of that tractor trailer, I would probably take it to the silo, and then I would get a bigger truck and do one big load to take it to the store to sell. Since that tractor is going to be really slow. But in this case, since our field is done, I'm just going to take the harvester straight over to the silo and just dump it all right directly into the silo so that we don't have to transfer it and make a mess, right? So I'm just going to put the pipe out, which is 0, or O, not 0, O, and then make sure the pipe's out over the grate, and it'll empty out automatically once you drive over the grate. Once it gets to a place where it's allowed to unload, it'll automatically turn on and start unloading. So once this is done, I will go ahead and park it in some of the equipment that comes with this mount. And then we will move on to the next piece of equipment. Alright, so, and then I'm just going to back it into here. So we put it in here, we'll have it protected. We don't need it right now. So we'll just park it away, protect it from the sun, protect it from the weather. Alright, so let's head over to the next piece of equipment. So this is the next piece of equipment here, guys. So what we have here is, you can see, is a Case tractor. Let's get up close. This is a Pro Case 3 7210, right? This is the tractor, one of the, I believe, a medium-sized tractor. So we'll go under medium, and it's this right here. It's this first tractor. It's Case 7200 Pro Series. Costs 98,000 minus the customization. You can add a few different things. You do a bigger motor, you know. So you can do the 70-20-10 and then come back later and add the bigger motor if you want to do that. There's two different motor options. You can add those and upgrade your tractor as you go, as you earn that money and stuff like that, as you need more horsepower and things. So that's what that is. Here in the front here, that is a weight to help counterbalance. So if you're going to put something heavy on the back, you need a way to counterbalance so that your tractor doesn't tip backwards, right? So what that is on the front is a weight, and then what's on the back is a plow. So this is a disc plow that has little needles and stuff on the back to help even out the grass. So what we're going to do on this next field is we're going to plow. So to connect everything is we're going to hit Q. That's going to connect the plow. And then to connect the next item, you just hit Q again. And that's going to connect the weight, right? Now, say I wanted to disconnect the plow, I would hit G, because I just connected the weight, and then I would hit Q, and that would disconnect the plow. I'm just going to reconnect that so that we can use it. And then I want to show you how you know if you need to plow or cultivate your field. This is a plow, and the way you're going to tell the difference is this. So you'd hop out of your, well, this field doesn't technically need to be plowed, but they gave you a plow. So, or no, did they use it a cultivator? Let me look. Excuse me, I'm telling you guys wrong. It's a cultivator. I made a 100% mistake. So this is a cultivator, not a plow. So this field doesn't need to be plowed. If it needed to be plowed, on the bottom right hand corner under the field info, it would say plow needed, and then you would need to purchase a plow and do that. And we'll go into that in a later video once we get to the point where a field needs it. So I apologize, I misspoke. This is a cultivator, not a plow. What this does is this is going to turn the dirt so that you guys can plant your next fields. In this game, if you have plowing turned on, minus root crops, corn and sunflower, I believe, you don't have to plow except for every 3 times. Now, if you plant a root crop, like sugar beets, potatoes, stuff like that, or sunflowers and corn, you have to plow after each time with those because they take up a lot of nutrients and stuff out of the ground. So the way we're going to start with this one, there's no power going to it. It's just literally you lower it into the ground. So you hit V to lower it. It's going to lower it into the ground. And see, it's not doing anything to that area because it's not set up for land. That's one thing the game protects you from, is you can't destroy your other land unless it's meant for harvesting and stuff like that. But with the plow, if you wanted to take this land around you and make it bigger so that you can plant into it, the plow will allow you to cultivate that dirt, and we'll go into that when we get into a plow. So we're just going to lower this for now, and then we're going to, I messed this up. Alright, it is lowered, and what I'm going to do is I just make sure I get to the very outside, because you want to get everything. And then we're just going to do runs up and down this really quick. It's going to go really fast. It's 9 miles an hour. So it should go quick. And you just want to make sure you get everything. And then I raise it so I can flip around. This thing doesn't... I'm playing on keyboard, so it doesn't make super tight turns. And then we just hit V again. Put it back down, and we'll make a run back down, and we'll just keep going till you get your entire field like this. Wherever I turn, I'm just going to go down that row, and that way we don't Oh, I accidentally got out of the vehicle. So we'll lower this, and we'll just turn, and we'll just turn back. Normally I have a bigger like plow or cultivator, so I don't have to do it this way. Um, but because this is a really small one, it's a little more difficult to make these, and this tractor is a little more difficult to make these turns. So we'll just turn around. Well, apparently that's not going to make that turn to do that. So, and we'll just do this, and we'll just keep going back and forth until this field is all cultivated, nice and ready to go for our next planting. Raise our cultivator. And the biggest thing is you never want to damage another field. That's why I raise it when I come out, because you don't want to damage another field that may be way too close. So say that field that was just close on the other side, say that field was like a lot closer. Had I tried to turn around and I had that cultivator down, it could damage any crops that I had in that field. So we don't want to do that. And see, this is why I always just stay in order. Because now we have a row that is like a partial row, so I'm wasting a little bit of time because I'm not getting a full row out of this. Alright, we're just going to keep knocking this out, lift up our cultivator, pop around. Alright. And I will show you this plow or this cultivator in the store. I forgot to do that when I was doing everything else. I showed you the tractor. I will make sure I show you guys the cultivator once we're done cultivating this field. Alright. Just flip around here and we'll keep on trucking. Alright, lower our cultivator, and then we're just going to keep on going through here. Alright. We turn weeds on for this map? Yes, so we are doing weeds, so I can teach you guys weeds. That's right. I just wanted to make sure. I'm trying to remember what all I'm covering since I'm recording this once a week. So we're just going to keep plowing through this, guys. It's not going to take us too long to knock this out. As you can see, it's nice to start with these smaller fields when you're learning, because it just doesn't take a lot of time. Some of the fields I play on, if you guys come and watch me on stream, some of the fields I play on stream are massive fields, and some take hours to do, especially if you use small equipment like this. So it's really nice. You want to use equipment that fits the size of your field. Obviously, if I use some massive equipment on this field, I could get through it in seconds. But how is that I mean, for realism purposes, you wouldn't want to use some massive equipment on this field. And making turns and stuff, it would make things really difficult if you were to do that. Got a few more passes, probably like 5 more passes, 4, maybe 5. I can't wait till I can buy a steering wheel. It's gonna be so amazing. Alright, we're making another pass here. Buying a steering wheel is so helpful for this game. I really want to get a G920, maybe even the G923 if I can afford it. If you guys don't, not sure what I'm talking about, I will make sure I post a link for that in the description below. But it's a steering wheel, a Logitech steering wheel. It's really a lot of streamers, a lot of people that play any kind of driving game, whether it be American Truck Simulator, Farm Sim, racing games. They're really good. And like I said, I will post a link for that below in the description. They are not a sponsor of this video today, but it's just something that I personally want to get. And I know if it's something I want, then eventually other people are going to need it or want it when they start playing this game. Alright, we got, after, oh, well, if I stop screwing this up, I think 2 more passes after this one, and then we'll have this field cultivated, and then there'll be a couple things we need to do prior to before we plant. And I will show you some stuff with that probably on the next video. Alright, so we're going to keep going on trucking down here. Get this pass, and then we'll do another pass.
Another trying to make a dime. Another sucker on the vine. Another slacker trying to get off cheap.
Alright.
I'm just trying to get a good night's sleep.
So this will be the last pass here. Then I will just park this tractor. I will park this tractor over by the field that has the stuff that needs to be baled, the one that we just harvested, because it will be needed over there. But first I want to teach you guys how to bale, and so we're not gonna do that field right now. What I'm doing to jump from vehicle to vehicle like that, guys, is I'm just hitting tab, and that will allow you to jump vehicle to vehicle. So what we have, before I move on, that cultivator is you find it under the trailer tab up here at the top. Then you go in here and look for cultivators, and it's just going to be this first one right here. So it's this one right here, and it just costs $7,000, right? So this next set of equipment is the same tractor. We have a weight on the front, and then we have the seeder in the back. Let's take a look at the seeder in the store. So it's going to be under trailers. You're going to have a thing called planters, and then you're going to have a thing called seeders. Planters are going to be like putting stuff like in the ground, like sugar beets and stuff like that. They both will do different crop types depending on what you want. And then you have a seeder, which this piece right here is what we have that right here that we're going to use is DB30. Some of this equipment can also cultivate. So if you look at this next piece, the Spirit R300S, with this seeder planter you can sow fields. Additionally, this machine offers the possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or plowing necessary. So a seeder like this, then I wouldn't need to cultivate beforehand, and then I could also automatically seed. So this is the one we got. Just wanted to make sure you saw it. It does these crop types right here. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So we're going to connect both of our equipment. So we're going to hit Q. It's going to connect the planter. Then we're going to do the weight. So see how the front of the tractor just leaned forward when we put that weight, so that not all the weight's going in the back. So guys, because of the length of this video, I'm only going to do 1 or 2 passes on the video, so that we can keep the video's length down. But to turn this on is we're going to hit B. and then we need to lower. So right now it says lower weight. That means we're on the weight. So we want to hit G, and it's going to switch to where it says lower sower. We're going to lower the sower, and then we're just going to start running over that field. We are going to plant, let's see, so we can plant, let's choose the seed type. The way I choose seed type is I go through here and look what's giving us the most profit right now. And I think soybeans going to be a really good one because it's going to give us 1,500 per liter for 1,000 liters. So let's go ahead and do soybeans. So the way you would change the, I need to turn this off. The way, so you need to make sure the sower's off. The way you would change, what you would do is, as you can see on the menu, you hit Y, and then you can rotate through the different seeds. And we're gonna do set it to soybean, okay? And then I'm going to turn it back on, and then we're just gonna start planting. We need to make sure it's lower to the ground, and we're going to start planting. You see the ground there? It's doing those little lines. Like I said, I'm gonna do 1 or 2 passes just so you guys can see what it looks like, and then we will end the video there. What I do is I turn it off when I'm turning around so you're not wasting seeds. Same thing if you were doing like fertilizer or lime, which we'll get into those things maybe in the next video, I believe, because we're going to need to fertilize some and do some herbicide. So we'll turn that back on and just keep on trucking down. And then you would do this, continue to do this through the entire field, guys. So that is how we use the equipment that comes with the map. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments below. Make sure you put a thumbs up on the video. Also, if you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe to the video. I will be covering in the next video. I'm going to cover baling, fertilizing, and herbicide in the next video. So make sure you guys stay tuned, and we will get those videos out for you next, guys. Thank you.